Hello, I'm James Barth from Rock Hard 4x4, and I want to show you our river rack. Now, this is something that's kind of a really exciting thing that we're excited about here at Rock Hard 4x4s. We've tried to figure out how people can have extra storage in their vehicle. One of the biggest things they can do is to eliminate a big cooler. So what we've done is we've designed this around a 45 quart cooler, around a Yeti, which is also very similar sizes to a lot of others. Now, what this does is this is a really cool system where you take your tire off, which a lot of people don't run tires anymore that are running around the beaches or other areas, and it makes it so this is something you can put on your vehicle, but also just take off with the simplicity of a pin. So what we've done is we've went ahead and incorporated it to work with the brake light and along with the camera mount here on the bottom. Now, this river rack system is designed, as we said, to work with a 45 quart Yeti cooler or many of the others that are out there. We'll go ahead and show you how this sits in place now and the functionality of it. It works with all the factory electronics, which is a cool thing. What we've done is we've designed and taken care of all that for you. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and show you how to install the cooler in it. You're going to set it in place, and then we have these cool lockdown features that come with it. Now, if you notice right here, we've went ahead and put some slots in it for you for different coolers that are out there. You go ahead and just put the bracket through the side, install your lock, and nobody can take it. Go ahead and close it, put your favorite beverage or something in your cooler, and you're set to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install this river rack system on your Ford Bronco. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and show you how to build the basket once you unbox it. You'll find the back place. This is where it's going to have the hook area to hook onto the plate that we'll put onto the back of your Bronco. This piece goes down on the bottom. Then you're going to set the floor in place. Now, we've kind of elevated it here to make it a little easier to show you how to assemble this. Makes it so you can get to the bolts and the nuts. We're going to go ahead and get the back of the vehicle brace. Go ahead and locate some of your hardware. You're going to go ahead and put the center bolts in here and here first. So notice that we have the floor sitting on the front and the back. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and locate your side braces. Now these side braces are just going to slip in from the end. We're going to put the Allen head bolts from the back of the vehicle going forward or going inward. I want to emphasize how this side plates sit on the inside. So you got to make sure that you have the back of the vehicle or the front of the basket, however you want to look at it. You want to make sure you have these two outer longer plates on the bottom with the floor sitting in and then the sides. That makes it so that when you're all finished, your corners and everything all line up. Now what I do just for kind of aesthetics is with the different edges of the coolers, most coolers are rounded on the bottom or whatever you're going to put them in here. So you can actually technically put the nuts on the upside or down below. I do like to put the button heads from the back of the vehicle looking forward. It's a cleaner look, and also on the inside here going forward where you don't see the nuts. Now, it might seem like it's a lot of hardware and a lot of bolts, but literally this is a 10-minute operation to put this basket together itself. And then it takes a little bit longer to put it on the vehicle, but we'll show you how to do that here in a minute. Now we're going to go ahead and take a 5/32 Allen and a 7/16 end wrench. We're going to go ahead and tighten all of the basket going all the way around. Now that you've went ahead and tightened all the bolts that hold the basket together, you're going to go ahead and locate the rubber, the spacer, and the bolts, and the nuts that come with it. Now these bolts are the long full-threaded Allens. On the back side of the basket here, now we're going to go ahead and install this in the outer bolts for the isolators. These are rubber isolators that will help eliminate any type of vibrations that we have in the basket going down the road. We'll go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. We're going to tighten these using a 3/16 Allen and a 1/2 inch socket. Now we're going to go ahead and use a 13mm socket and remove the 8 bolts that hold the factory carrier on. We're going to go ahead and leave that one in there for a second. I'm going to show you how to remove the electrical from the back of your vehicle. I want to show you how this looks. I've actually pulled the cover off this plastic piece. This plastic piece, how it goes is you put the rubber back on the plastic piece before you push it in, but to take it off, you peel the rubber away from this plastic piece. Go ahead and open up the back of your vehicle. Now we're going to go ahead and open the tailgate as we've shown. We're going to remove this particular plastic piece. Now I just pulled it off a second up a little bit to show you have clips here, 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 and here. So these clips here are going to go underneath and you pop it and pull it off. Now that you've went ahead on the inside, we're going to go ahead and undo the electrical. You have the electrical for your taillight. You're going to go ahead and pinch the piece and pull that out. Then up here you have the one for the camera, and it's the same thing. You're going to go ahead and pinch the piece on the factory and go ahead and pull it out. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and close the tailgate. Go ahead and pull the wiring through. And go ahead and remove your last bolt and remove the tire carrier. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and remove the area here so that we can get to the camera mount. So we're going to take this with these screws here out with a T30 Torx. We're going to go ahead and remove them up the area around the plastic here for the taillight so we can also get the electrical wiring out. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these two screws here first. We'll go ahead and unbutton a few of these, and then we're going to turn this over and I'll show you how to take this apart. Now we're going to use a T25 and remove these other plastic screws. What this does for us is allows us to get to this factory wiring to unclip it off the factory taillight. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the camera and the mount out of this area. Now in this carrier, you're going to remove this piece. Now some people have said, hey, it's hard to get it out. If you push from the studs, it'll also make it a little easier. There is a one electrical connection right here. We're going to go ahead and pull the little clip so that it comes loose. Now we're going to pull the metal bracket off as shown here. Okay. And next we're going to pop this piece out, which will allow us to get to the camera. That's how you pull out the camera. You're going to take a Torx. This will be the T25 also. You're going to take this screw out here, which in turn allows you to remove this little bracket. Take the camera loose. Take the electrical connection off. Remove it. Okay, now that we have our wiring harness and our camera, we'll go ahead and put this to the side. Okay, now that we went ahead and got everything ready, we're going to go ahead and start bolting on the vehicle. Now we're going to use the factory supplied hardware. Now I've went ahead and left these upper bolts and these lower bolts loose for a second, but I've went ahead and installed them so that it centers everything on the bolts as I tighten the others here. Now I'm going to go ahead and install our bracket for our tail light, and that'll be done here on the top on these two bolts. And we'll go ahead and tighten these two on the tail light holder. And next we're going to go ahead and show you how to do the camera mount on the bottom. You're going to go ahead and locate the bracket that we use and the bracket we use for the inside. Go ahead and, as we've done, is remove your camera out of the factory holder. You're going to take this bracket, it's going to slip in this little slot on the back side and come around and use a bolt here on the face. And this little bolt and nut is included in your hardware kit. Sometimes you got to kind of pinch it together to put it together. Now with the camera mount, go ahead and put the electrical back on. And you're going to go ahead and insert the mount into the holder. We're going to go ahead and put a bolt right here, this 1/4" bolt with a nut on it. Now we're using a 4mm Allen here and a 7/16. Now that we've went ahead and got our camera located in our holder, we're going to go ahead and bolt that on the lower two bolts of our tailgate for the vent plate. Now that we've went ahead and put the camera mount in place and our tail light in place, we're going to go ahead and tighten all the bolts to make sure we don't forget anything. I want to talk to you a little bit about this camera mount. Now, yes, we've lowered the camera mount from where it was up here factory just to be able to go around the bracketry and the mount and everything without having to get majorly into redoing your electrical wiring. The electrical wiring will work now still as the factory. We want to talk to you a little bit about a camera adjustment. Now, if you wanted to, that little bracket that has the bins in there, If you're not exactly happy with the angle of which of your camera, you can slightly bend that bracket to gain more of a perspective that you're looking for. But it does work. It does show a little bit of the bottom of the cooler bracket, which we'll show you, but it does make it so you can visually see what is still behind you. We went ahead and installed the screws mounting the taillight to our rock hard 4x4 supplied bracket. Now we're going to go ahead and hang the basket on. You're going to hang it on the top, and then we'll go ahead and put a pin in through the bottom.